So today, like I said, we are focusing on the problem. Now, let's look at the step-by-step export process, because it's important you understand the step-by-step processes involved in export to be able to know where the problem lies. It starts with preparation, and the focus of this conversation is this point of preparation. If the preparation is done correctly, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have the issue we are having. And the time to learn to be adequately prepared is one of the biggest challenge we have in export. Preparation. When preparation is done very well, it makes the exporter become export ready. It helps the exporter to be able to know exactly what is required to be able to export the item it's trying to export. So it's important you know what are the issues, what are the challenges. And my focus in this will be mainly on agro commodity, because that's where the problem really lies. In fact, because it's consumed by human, so the regulation around it is more because it's consumed by human beings. So preparation involves learning about the product, understanding the parameters for export for the product, understanding the purpose, what it's being used for, understanding the packaging requirement to keep it in optimal condition to destination, understanding the paperwork regulatory document, understanding the pricing, understanding how to get purchasers, and understanding the pitfall. The real issue here is the pitfall. If you understand the preparation and it's done well, it becomes easier for you to promote. With adequate promotion come purchase order. When you get the purchase order, you can easily go ahead and do your procurement. With procurement come packaging and labeling. Now, sometimes it's at the level of packaging. In fact, I heard a story last week of a product. It was a product shipped to I think South America, and it was hibiscus flower. Now, the sample was tested and certified okay. No pesticide residue, because that's one of the biggest challenges for hibiscus. No pesticide. Now, the good was shipped. But guess what? Before the good was shipped, when the good was being sampled, it was in a different kind of bag. When the good was to be shipped, according to the story, the exporter got another bag from a bag supplier, but the bag supplier know that this is going to be used for export. So he sell to exporter. So he fumigated the bag. This product that have been sampled, certified okay, were then placed inside this bag for export. So the pesticide residue of that fumigation were now inside this product. When it got to destination, the product was rejected. Why was it rejected? It was rejected not because the quality of the good is bad, but because the exporter was not conscious. The exporter was not conscious of the quality, the fumigation on the bag. He doesn't even know it was fumigated. And this led to rejection. Talking about packaging and labeling. Now, I'm raising that concern if you're an agro commodity exporter and you're buying the bag where you're going to keep the product. Please be conscious of the possibility of fumigation of the bag. Be conscious of the possibility of fumigation of the bag and the implication on your product. Be rest assured and be sure that this bag used to pack your commodity is not fumigated. So packaging and labeling, pre-export documentation, port clearance and inspection, post-export documentation, port-to-port shipment, presentation of document, port clearance and inspection, and lastly, payment. But our focus is on that preparation, and then procurement, number 1, number 4, and number 5. That is the problematic area. And those are the things I'll be focusing on in the course of this conversation. So let's start. Quality encompasses a range of factors that determine a product's suitability for its intended purpose and its ability to meet the expectation of buyer. Now, look at two things here. A product is said to be of right quality when it is suitable for its intended purpose. Number 1. Number 2, it meets the expectation of the buyer. So the buyer have an expectation. It meets the expectation of the buyer. So it's fit for purpose. What are the characteristics of a product that you said is of quality? When a buyer says a product of good quality, what are the things he's looking for? And this vary depending on the nature of the item. But what are the things? Performance. If you say product is of good quality, it should perform. For example, you're buying a car, the car should be able to move. People from point A to point B. How well the product performs its intended function. Number 2, reliability. The consistency of the product performance. Is it going to perform today, carry people to the destination, but it's not going to perform tomorrow? Durability. The product lifespan and resistance to wear and tear. This is the reason why some people will buy a product. The fact that it lasts long. This is, for example, if you use Apple product, this is common for Apple product. It lasts very long. Serviceability. Easy to maintain and repair. That's the reason some people, so for cars in Nigeria, for example, some people believe some cars does not have second-hand value. Some cars have second-hand value because they can be serviced and repaired. Aesthetic. The visual appeal and the design of the product, including color, shape, and overall look. So, does the product look the way you want it to look? And this one does not matter that commodity, or does it look, because that helps to identify it and also appealing. Features, additional attributes that enhance the product appeal or usability. Now, perceived quality. The customer's perception and reputation of the brand based on intangible factors like credibility, like goodwill. Conformance. Now, you see these last two are the ones that affect agro commodity the most. Remember, the focus in this conversation is agro commodity. Safety and conformance. The degree to which the product meets established standard and specification. So when the commodity is going to be rejected, it's going to be because of this lack of conformity to stated specification. In the case of quality, when I talk about rejection, which is the focus in this conversation of quality issue and rejection issue in this conversation, the issue here has to do with pesticide residue, for example. Microorganism, bacteria, fungi growing in the product. Bacteria and fungi present in the product. Chemical hazard, hazardous chemical present in the product. And in some cases, it's documentation. You'll be shocked that one of the top, I'm going to show you today the top export, the top item of export. Sorry, the top reason why Nigerian products are rejected. The top one. Documentation is one of them. So, for example, this product is supposed to be fit for human consumption. So, you're supposed to have added phytosanitary certificate. But phytosanitary certificate has a format. there are information that must be contained in it. If any of the information is missing or it's in the wrong format, in some cases, some countries already have a portal that when the Nigerian government issued it through the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service, they will upload it online. And I think many countries are trying to adopt that now. I don't know how many, if all of them are, but I know for Mexico, we already started doing that. They will upload it. Now, that means it cannot be fake. You cannot be fake. Because if you do a fake one, every reference number of the certificate is mapped to the container number. So if someone do a fake one, it will not be online. The information are going to be contradictory. And that can be a reason for rejection. That means this document, we don't have every document that ascertain that the quality of this product is good enough. That the quality of this product is good enough. Conformance to quality. You see these 2 points? In the quality element are the most important. The degree to which the product meets the established standard and specification. Then safety. The product's ability to operate without causing harm to the user and the environment. To the user, in fact, if you look at what I've just mentioned, from the bacteria or fungi or hazardous chemical or aflatoxin, they are all about safety, safety, safety for consumption. They are all about safety, safety, safety for consumption. Now, let's do some comparison. I want us to do some comparison. We are going to compare Nigeria with other countries around the world. Comparing Nigeria with other countries around the world. And I've chosen 2 countries. The 2 of them are in Africa. And we are comparing rejection from those countries by the EU. And I've chosen Ghana and South Africa.